What's going on, guys? Smitdogz here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. I know I've gained a lot of new subscribers, so warm welcome to all yous. Thank you for subscribing. You will not be disappointed. And today we have 10 tips and tricks for Fortnite Battle Royale. But before we get into it, if you are new, make sure to subscribe because I'm on the road to 800 subscribers and eventually 1,000, which will be amazing. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Tip number 1 is to drop at unnamed locations. So places like the new factory, which isn't really that new anymore, the prison, the shipping containers, all these places are spots where not many people go, and if not many people go there, you can have a better chance coming out on top. They all still have great loot, and at the end of the day, the longer you survive, the better chance you have of winning. So definitely don't drop tilted and just drop at some unnamed locations because the play's not going to be as good there, so it's going to be an all-round good decision. Tip number 2 is to abuse the third person. I'm going to have some gameplay in the background here to show you what I mean, and pretty much if you're in third person, there's situations where you can see them but they can't see you, and that's what you want to try and get yourself into, and you can just use the third person and the right hand peek paired together, deadly combinations, and just pop them with the shotgun or an SMG or something that's reasonably close range. You're seeing it in the background right now, you get the idea. Tip number 3 is to run at the edge of the storm. More specifically, hold your back where the storm is. Run where there's the smallest gap between the storm and the white circle. You'll see what I mean, you guys get it, but pretty much this helps by keeping as little enemies as possible behind you, which is what you want, because at the end of the day, you don't have to worry about people in a 360-degree view. You just really want to be focusing on what's in front of you, and by keeping the storm at your back, people are either going to be coming out with low health or they're not going to be behind you at all, and it's all around going to keep you alive for longer. Tip number 4 is to pick up the SMGs. All SMGs have just copped a 2+ damage buff, which is extremely massive because you pretty much are going to be picking up these SMGs over shotguns now, because shotguns have copped a nerf, and Epic Games are encouraging us to use the SMGs with this recent buff, as they're absolutely amazing. Definitely pick them up whenever you can, especially the drum gun. You could almost use the drum gun as a shotgun, SMG, and assault rifle, replacing like 3 things. So it's an all-in-one gun, so definitely would suggest picking that up. It's going to save you slots, and it's an absolute melt machine. Tip number 5 is to pick up the C4. C4 has been massively buffed and is definitely one of the best items to pick up in the game now, because this thing is taking down structures like ridiculously quick. Even throwing 1 or 2 of these things onto a base is going to take the whole thing down, and they're going to be vulnerable, taking fall damage, and all around just a good thing to have in your inventory. So I definitely suggest picking up the C4. Tip number 6 is to build stairs above stairs that you're running on. So obviously this is not something you can do all the time, and this is not something that you want to be doing all the time because it's just stupid. But if you're in like a low ground position and they're at the high ground, and you know that they're going to shoot at you, you definitely want to build those stairs above to hold like a roof above you, and pretty much going to just protect you from being shot, and you're going to save health. Don't really worry about the materials, because if you're going to get the kill, you're going to get the materials back anyway. So definitely would suggest building stairs above the stairs you're running on. Tip number 7 is to tap fire instead of holding the trigger. So what do I mean? Obviously, some default skins, they just hold the trigger. It's like, what are you doing? Just don't hold the trigger. You got to tap it more slowly to get the 100 accuracy more often and reduce your recoil, because holding the trigger is just it just goes everywhere. It's just a bad decision. I don't know who's doing this still. Anyway, it was a basic tip. Let's just get on to tip number 8. Tip number 8 is to finish down players. Obviously, a really self-explanatory one that everyone should know and should do, but in case you don't, just do it. It's gonna save you the worry in your head. It's gonna take it from a 2v2 still to a 2v1, and at the end of the day, you want as big as advantages as you can get. So doing this is just gonna be an all-round beneficial thing. So just finish the down teammates. I know it's annoying when it happens to you, but this isn't you. This is the enemies. So just get rid of them. Tip number 9 is to use Builder Pro. This was definitely a good change that I made, and it's very helpful. I thought it was going to be a bigger change than it was, but it's literally just pressing buttons to build things instead of going across and then pressing RT. So if you do still want to use Combat Pro, I'd suggest keeping the walls ready instead of the stairs. That was a big mistake I always made. So have the walls ready, so as soon as you get shot, you can just build that one by one. Obviously, when you do get shot at, just build instantly in all situations. So yeah, that was tip number 9. That leads us into tip number 10, which is to do with the shields. So obviously, you guys know not to put the big shield on first and then the minis on top of that. That's just something that everyone knows. But I'm talking about holding the big shield for as long as you can. Like, hold that shield, wait, like especially in squads where 2 people might get minis, and then obviously there's 3 in a set, so there's going to be 2 left over there, and you can take them and then put the big shield on top. So just hold the big shield for as long as you can. Wait till you at least 1 mini, your teammate's mini, just pick that up, you get an extra 25 health, so just hold the big shield for as long as you can. That leads us into tip number 11. What, 11 tips in a 10 tips and tricks video? Yep, if you have stayed to the end of the video, you get an 11th tip, and that is to shut the doors behind you. So this applies to when you're leaving a building or when you're going in, because at the end of the day, when you're leaving a building, then they're going to go into that building thinking it's unlooted when you've just been in there and they're just wasting their time. Or if you are going into a building, they're not going to think you're in there, which could lead to unsuspecting enemies, and you can just pop them really easy, especially if they're a default skin. So shut the doors behind you. It's an all-around easy thing to do. You just double click X or square, and it's just a simple change to make to your game. So that is all the tips and tricks for today's video. If you have enjoyed, make sure to subscribe. I'm going to be making more of these, and also drop a like. We're going to aim for 40 likes in today's video, so hopefully we can hit that. Hopefully this video gets some support like the last one. That'd be amazing. And yeah, if you guys have enjoyed, subscribe, drop a like, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.